energy surrounds us and binds us.
What's up, nerds, and welcome back to the Carbonite Convos podcast. Today is episode 67, being recorded on Wednesday, July, and I am like 4 months early because today is April.
You good, bro? You good, man?
I don't know where July came from. We're recording this Wednesday, April 6th, and we have some fun stuff to talk about. Obviously, I was not on the reaction last night for Moon Knight. So Alec did a solo reaction to that. So we are going to do our review for the podcast. We're going to talk about this awesome Star Wars picture that's floating around, and we can't tell if it's real or fake. And that's pretty much all there is for the show. Maybe end it with some collection talk. But Alec, I am ready to go. What are some of your immediate thoughts on Moon Knight?
So,
I know I just watched it.
Yeah, you just watched
so I'm
it,
fresh.
So you're very fresh.
Thoughts?
I was watching it last night. To be honest, I was struggling to stay awake just because it was late. It was a long day sort of thing. However, the episode itself was fantastic, dude. I am so, we say it all the time. I'm so excited for this show and each new episode. But bro, this show is good. It's very good. I have not had one negative thing to say about it so far. And what I liked about it is I actually saw an interesting thought on TikTok yesterday before the episode. And I feel like the general consensus of episode 1 was that it was just very confusing, right? We're just like left in the dark in a lot of things. And that's the case for a lot of first episodes. But this one stood out in particular because we were not introduced to the main character of the show in the first episode.
Isn't that interesting?
Wild? We got introduced to him last night, obviously. But I feel like that was the point of episode 1 and just confusing you. And I feel like we got a lot of answers in episode 2 so far about like where this show is going to be going.
Yeah, I think the next step in this show is just them getting to Amit's grave first. But yeah, no, I completely understand what you're saying. I thoroughly enjoyed episode 1. I enjoyed episode 2. And I want to point out something where it's funny. I heard someone talking that watched the episode. I've heard mostly good things. I've heard some backlash about some like historical inaccuracies.
So finish your thought. I want to come back to what you just said.
Yeah, remember that. I've heard some, rumblings about like historical inaccuracies. But I was talking to someone very, very brief, and they said they watched it and they're like, "Oh, I didn't like it. It was too slow." I was like, "Dude, like, what do you expect?" And I can tell that this person really isn't a Marvel fan. Mm-hmm. They watch the shows, but it's like, man, like, what do you expect? I didn't like it because it was too slow. And I said to the person, I was like, this is literally episode 1 of a show of a character that we've never met before. What do you expect? And I said that they kind of just shut down like, oh, I don't know. It was too slow for me. I got bored. I was confused. I was like, you're supposed to be confused. They're going into a personality disorder that is pretty much
complex.
Yeah, complex and almost impossible for someone that doesn't have it to understand. So you're supposed to be confused. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy it, and that doesn't make it boring.
Dude, overall, I had a buddy in college that was a very similar situation. He had never seen any MCU movies. Then he saw Endgame. And he goes, oh my God, I'm going to go watch all these movies. And he went and started with Cap, the first Avenger. And he goes, dude, it sucked. It was so slow. It was boring. I'm like, what do you expect, bro? You just watched Endgame and then went and watched the first chronological movie. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, bro. Like,
it makes no sense.
But no, let's talk about what you were saying about the historical inaccuracies. But you know what's interesting about that is I'm not sure who directs this off the top of my head. I can't remember the name. But he called out the director of Wonder Woman for the historical inaccuracies in that. So for people to say there's historical inaccuracies in this really questions, I don't know, the research or the thought behind it. Like if he made a point to make a deal about Wonder Woman, you feel like it should be correct in this,
Well, I think the difference between this is like the historical inaccuracy that I've seen. It goes much deeper because I can't remember, but it was what is the villain's name?
Arthur.
In the first episode when he was talking, he was saying about some genocide. I can't remember which one it was, but I was reading, and apparently, like, a lot of people in the world do not consider that didn't consider what happened genocide, including
Really?
the country. Yeah, I can't remember what country it was, but it's a very popular misconception. I don't know if misconception is the right word, but you have people that call it genocide, their government that says, no, we were completely rightful to do what we did, and stuff like that. So it's almost like Disney is pushing their agenda, like how they want history to be remembered. And I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't do it. I wasn't genocided.
Let's break that down real quick though, from a perspective like I don't know anything about the history behind it, right? But what's interesting about that debate right there is calling it a genocide seems like a hot topic, right?
Yeah.
With Arthur being the villain and with him being what seems like an extremist, for him to take that point of view, I feel like is done on purpose to show his villainness. I don't know if that's a word to describe it or not. But villain, sure, however you want to describe it. I feel like people with villains have strong opinions, and that's something that they would have a strong opinion on.
Yeah, I've just read more of like not so much what it means for the show, but what the what the implications are on the real world, where you have two groups of people that believe two different things. One being Disney, where they have a massive influence and they can pretty much not rewrite history, but influence the history the way they want to,
Well, if you would have told me that was wrong, right, whatever the opinion is, I would have had no idea.
You wouldn't know if I was lying or not, or if I was viewing it out of my eyes. Right. But that aside, that hasn't made me not enjoy the show. Like I really enjoyed it. And one thing that I really liked about this episode is, throughout episode 1 and most of episode 2, you can tell that it's a problem in his life. It creates problems, but you haven't seen Steven. We haven't seen Mark a lot, but you haven't seen Steven or Mark really show how crazy it makes them feel, Right. And I think the interesting part is towards the end of episode 2, where Mark is in control of the body and Steven is on the inside. They're just going back and forth in his head. So it's not like he can actually shut Steven up or vice versa. It's in his head. He just starts pounding the mirror or the glass to get him out of his head. So I think that was the first time that we actually saw how almost, for lack of a better term, like tortured he is in his own mind. And I thought that was super interesting.
Well, not only is he fighting the people around him with how confused he is, but there's someone else inside of him telling him the exact opposite thing of what he knows. Yeah. And I can only imagine how confused, how scared you'd be. I made a point on the reaction last night to talk about like how cool of a thing that was, where they flip-flopped, where when Steven was out in the mirror, you could see Mark, but then when Mark was out in the reflection, you could see Steven. I was like, that's really cool. I really like that.
Yeah, it was nuts. It just really puts things into perspective for sure. When you were talking, I had a thought come up, but I can't necessarily, I can't remember it right now. Whatever.
Let's go back to Arthur for a minute.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a cool villain. And I could not believe the fact that he was the former Avatar.
Yeah.
First off, how do you get out of that contract? Because he was talking to Mark about the fact that there's really no last job ever. Like, you're in this for life until, how do you say his name?
Kanju.
Until he decides, all right, you're done, but you don't get to retire. You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I think I think that's a very interesting part. And I wonder if Amit is going to be almost raised from her grave, and we see this battle of the gods, battle of these Egyptian gods, because I think it will be interesting to see how he flipped from Kanju to Amit. Because like you said, that seems like a contract that would be really, really hard to break.
Right. Well, dude, I'm really looking forward to seeing the different perspective of the gods, because we're gonna get Amit at some point. There's no doubt about it, right? Or at least we think so. I think so. With the gods, there's no good or evil, right? They're serving their purpose of what they're created for, right?
Yeah.
Or what? That's a whole different story, right? That's religion and stuff. That's a whole different conversation. But I want to see the balance between Mark and Steven, and what seems to be a very brutal and I'm going to say evil god in Kanju, when Steven and Mark's a good person, versus with Amit and Amit's ways with Arthur and like the whole predicting the future, you deserve to die thing.
Yeah. I don't see Kanju as evil. I don't like. I see like
necessarily evil might not be the word. Might not be the right word. Brutal, 100%.
Yeah, but you think that his mantra is vengeance. So
I'm vengeance.
I think, yeah, I think that is where Mark and Steven, their moral compass really comes into play. You know what I mean? Because
they're the ones actually in control of the suit.
Yeah. And you can't really, I don't know, who's to say who lives or dies? You know what I mean?
Amit.
Yeah. Well, but even is she? Not
exactly,
really.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's just a much different dynamic.
I want to know what the line is that they have to cross in the future to deserve to die. Like in the first episode we saw,
because we were all born into sin, all of us, right? So it's like no one's perfect. I think that's a good point. What is that cutoff? What do you have to do? Like
what happens is, does the old lady get in an accident and kill somebody?
I think it's more of, I don't know if it's actually reading your, but like, yes, it's reading your future actions, but I think it's more reading your heart and telling if you're to the core a good person. I don't know if this god has the capability to judge that, but someone on the outside might seem like a great person, but on the inside they could be greedy, malicious, have vengeance in their heart. There's a lot of things that you can't see that make people either just a good person or not a good person.
It still brings up the question, going back to episode 1, of what did the tattoo show when he read Steven?
Well, I think they kind of mentioned it in this episode. He said he talked about chaos. It wasn't balanced.
Right.
Yeah, they talked about chaos in the first episode, but in this episode, they said he was like, that's why you're unbalanced.
Do you think that might have to do with the multiple personalities, with it being Steven and Mark?
I assume.
And Steve, it seems like Steven might be the good cop and Mark might be the bad cop type of situation here. So maybe that's where they saw the imbalance.
No, I get that.
I don't know. Speaking of, I want to talk about Mr. Knight. Dude, he was cool, man. So I was, we never claimed to be experts on this whatsoever. I had no knowledge of Moon Knight for the most part. Like, I knew kind of like where his powers came from and the whole like moon god thing, but like understanding Mr. Knight, I didn't realize that was Steven's persona of Moon Knight. I didn't understand that's how it worked, and I was like, oh, I was just kind of very very surprised.
Would you get a pop of each?
I would like to, yes.
Because it's two different people.
It is two different people. I 100%. They announced the Hot Topic glow one.
I saw that
thing's sweet. That is 100% gonna need to get that.
Yeah,
they're gonna come out with the Mr. Knight, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll talk about
we might see that coming out this week, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. So what did you scan the QR code that was on his?
No.
No.
Did you see it? No.
Wait, why are you saying it like that?
No, I don't know what you're talking
about. Oh, you seemed like, no, like I see people talking about it.
I've seen like people talking about, but I don't really know.
Oh, really?
What it is. Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Right when I saw it, I was like, okay, I gotta check that, because they paused on it for like a solid 2 seconds
watching it.
Yeah, they maybe it's kind of like my marketing brain, I guess, just looking at that.
Looking for it,
But it was
yeah.
cool. The QR code goes to marvel.com and it goes to marvel.com/Moon Knight, and it has a free Moon Knight comic on it,
Oh,
digital.
cool.
So it was
Cool.
pretty cool.
That's dope.
Nothing crazy, but yeah, that's a good way to get the audience very interactive.
Oh, sure. Well, like you just said, if you see a QR code, you're gonna
Scan
look
it.
at it. I didn't notice it, or maybe I
Really?
was just too tired to
Maybe.
really pay attention to it. But that's
No,
really
I thought
cool.
that was super cool though. Yeah. What did you feel? How do you feel overall about Arthur's whole, just his mantra and everything?
I feel like I can't judge Arthur yet because we don't know why he's doing what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about on here all the time, villains are villains because they believe so strongly in something they're willing to do whatever it takes for that cause, right?
Yeah.
That's obviously the same situation that Arthur's doing. I personally don't really know what his cause is yet. I know it's to, like, get rid of the bad and like bring balance to the earth and all that, but like, what really is his cause? What happened? What got him away from being the Avatar that got him attracted to Amit and wanting him to go down that path?
Well, very early on, I know it's very early on, we're only 2 episodes in, but you can tell, I think he just wants a better world, because I know, like, it seems like that is what Kanju wants as well, because he just wants vengeance on the people that have done wrong. Which is, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, virtuous in itself. So you gotta respect him for trying in that aspect. So I think maybe that's why he was with Kanju. Again, we don't know what happened, but he's with Amit now, and maybe I would assume that the reason why him and Kanju, parted ways is because he said it in this episode. Kanju works after the fact. It's too late. People have already suffered. So I think this whole ordeal with Amit is that she can catch it early before it happens, so nobody has to suffer. I kind of like heard, just kind of compared it to when he was walking through the streets, and he was talking to Steven. He said, this street used to be it used to have the highest crime rate in the city, or whatever. He said, and now people go to sleep with their doors unlocked. So I assume it's because of him and, doing the little whatever he does.
Right.
So I assume it's because of that. So it does suck, because it seems like he just wants a better world. But like Steven said, what are you going to kill kids? The kids aren't a diseased arm, I think is what he said.
Well, he also
said,
said,
comparing it to that.
Was it Mark or was it Steven that was saying, like, the future is still undecided? Like,
yeah,
people can, I think it was Steven.
It's free will. It was Steven.
Yeah. So the future is never actually decided. You can do whatever you want. Your decisions are your decisions. Your actions are your actions.
And he said, there are no thoughts can't be evil. I think he said, I think about killing my boss all the time, but I'm not going to do it.
Right.
And that, like, comparing it to real religion, in our lives, God knows what's going to happen. He knows exactly the decisions we're going to make. He knows the path that we're going to be on. He knows everything. Omnipotent, omniscient. However, the thing that some people don't understand is, even though he knows that, the reason why bad things still happen, and the reason why a lot of good things, is because we have free will. That's what a fair and just God does. So we have free will. So he knows when we're sitting there deciding between a brownie and a cupcake, God knows which one we're going to take, but he still gives us that option to choose. So I think that goes along very, just right in line with what Steven said, where it's not a bad thought. Like, the future is undecided. Anything, people can just still do the right thing,
I'm so excited about the future of the MCU, man. We're so far past the point of superheroes, super strength. Oh, he can fly and wears a cape. We're talking about deep shit, man. We're talking about aspects of life here, and just to see it relate to the issues that are going on in the real world versus this fake movie world.
Mm-hmm.
It just really keeps you locked in, and it really keeps you attentive to really understand the issues that are happening.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
D- I'm glad we got to see a little bit more of Moon Knight's suit in action.
Yeah.
I freaked out. I got hyped when he pulled the daggers out of his chest in that
Those
like
were cool.
moon logo. Those were sweet.
Yeah.
Those
I
were
want to
really
know.
cool.
I want to know why he's the only one that can see these creatures.
Yes, dude.
I don't know
The
why.
fact that there's this god just walking down the street who first off looks insane wild, right? Like crazy. And there's these like,
Kanju looks like something straight out of a horror movie.
and the fact that I, for some reason, thought that deep voice that we heard in episode 1 and like kept hearing through episode
Mhm.
2, I for some reason thought that was like the Mr. Knight like personality, but we found out that's obviously Steven's persona.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that was Kanju talking to him the whole time. And it took me a minute to kind of put that together.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts.
I-
You know what
I
I
also
think?
liked how Arthur was predicting everything that he was saying.
Yeah.
He's like, crush his windpipe, kill him now, kill him now. Like, he goes, oh, he's probably
Yeah.
telling you to kill me and crush my windpipe, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
That was interesting. You know what's interesting as well? When you think of the word God, you think of I think of like perfection,
Mhm.
where they're all knowing, they're all powerful, all this. And then when you think of the gods that we're seeing, like Ahmed is dead. She's in a
Right.
grave, and they have to
Right.
like raise her from the grave. Like God doesn't die. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I sounded
Well,
completely stoned when I
I
said
understand
that.
what
But
you're saying, but like looking at the MCU, every religion, every god that exists in whatever form of, that's a whole nother debate, but mythology,
Mhm.
religion, it's all the same thing. Everything actually does exist in the MCU. Thor has been hanging out since 2011, right? Was that
when's
when Thor
Jesus
came out?
gonna make his MCU appearance?
Jesus, confirmed.
Yeah, that'd be dope. They've talked a lot about God. I don't think they've ever said Christ or Jesus, have they?
If anyone was, it was Cap.
See, the only line I
The
can
only
think
li-
of is an
there's only
Avenger. He
one.
said
There's only one God, man, and he doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he doesn't dress like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
there's gotta be a mention. I feel like a parable of his life would have come up in some type of conversation, but we'll just have to rewatch them all
Yeah,
and listen for Jesus.
we'll revisit.
Yeah. Do you have anything else on episode 2?
Excited we got introduced to Layla. That was an
Yeah.
interesting dynamic. I like her. What's interesting? She kind of reminds me. I'm watching through Daredevil right now. She reminds me of what's I'm drawing a blank on the name.
The lady who plays Ahsoka?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is Rosario Dawson, huh?
Yeah.
It took me. I didn't realize that.
Man, I can't remember her name either.
Anyways,
right now.
their roles kind of reminded me of each other. Just kind of badasses who are there to just like fix stuff and just be there for support and stuff. They're just really cool characters. I liked Layla a lot. I liked the whole scene where Steven was on the bike with her. Like, you're my wife. Like,
yeah. He's like, I would never divorce you.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac's doing a crazy good job as well.
He's doing a great job.
It is. I didn't mean to seem distracted. I was just getting the Star Wars picture pulled up that we were going to talk about. Yeah, that's all I have on episode 2.
Overall,
great.
Good episode. I expect it to continue to get better.
Yeah, I there wasn't a ton to really break down.
I think like we said earlier, episode 1 raised a lot of questions, and I feel like episode 2 answered a lot and really sent us in a direction.
Yeah,
I think that was the purpose of this episode.
And I think that's where the Book of Boba missed, where we just didn't know where the hell it was going,
Sure.
for a good little bit. Are you ready to talk about this Star Wars picture?
Yeah, bro. I don't know what this means.
Yeah. So for anybody who might not know what we're talking about, there's a picture floating around. It appears to be a behind the scenes picture of the new Ahsoka series. So I will get this pulled up really quick and hopefully it.
There you go.
All right. So there
it is. Yeah.
There it is. So we can see Ahsoka there. We can see Maul. We can see some people behind the scenes, a camera with a literally just a BS tripod. I don't know. It's a little weird. Do you have the picture pulled up?
I don't know. Send it to
All right,
me.
I'm going to text it to you really quick so we can just look at it. So the first thing, well, not the first thing, obviously the first thing that I saw was Maul, and I got a little upset because I didn't know he was in it. Yeah. I didn't know he was in it. And this still could be a fake picture, so that's what people are trying to determine.
Can we do some math real quick? Because obviously he's still alive.
Wait.
No, he's
No,
not.
he's not
alive. He's not alive.
He's
He can't
not alive.
be.
No, he's unless this is like a flashback or something like.
Unless, what if the only thing I could see two possible scenarios where this could happen. One, like you just said, it's a flashback, but it's to moments that happen throughout Rebels on her way to search for Ezra.
Yeah.
Or it's another
timeline.
Not another time. Or it could have been her, going through the veil of the Force and popping up somewhere else. Because there seems to be someone on the ground right there. And
did you notice?
It is.
You can't tell who it is, but also if you look on the right, there's a Mandalorian helmet right there. And it's the same. It's not Boba's, but it is the same colors. So it's interesting, there's a headless guy. We can see that he has the Mandalorian Jet Pack.
There's a saber too.
Exactly. That's Maul's new saber.
Yeah.
So there, and then there's another person in the background laying on the ground. Like if you look at the tripod, there's someone behind that. So it's hard to tell.
Dude, that looks like a Death Watch helmet.
It could,
and that would make sense though to be
the colors though. Yeah, but it's just the colors don't make sense to me because green and red.
I don't think it's green. I think it's like a charcoal, like gray, black color.
Yeah, it could be.
And maybe like red in the front right here, but I don't know. Because if you look at the person on the ground, the armor is gray and red.
Yeah. True.
So that's what it looks like to me. It might be someone with Death Watch.
Yeah. What is the what's the crime syndicate that he runs again?
Who, Maul?
Is it Black Sun, or
is that what it is?
I don't know. Why am I blanking on this? It's the one that we see in Solo, a Star Wars story.
I think it is Black Sun.
Maul's
Shadow
Crime.
No. Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn. I like that he has like the Crimson Dawn emblem hanging from his neck, or like connecting his cloak. Like I think that's a cool touch. We see that if this is fake, it's very accurate. Like that is a very good.
Here's another question.
Cosplay.
What are the chances that this might be from Kenobi?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I'm just trying to do the math.
I just don't see. I don't see Kenobi.
And just are possible scenarios where it could be.
Yeah, I don't see Ahsoka popping up in that.
I hope she doesn't. To be honest.
Yeah. No. We
obviously.
We don't need
I'll be. I think we'll be pumped if she is. But like, it's not necessary.
No. And this is like 10 years. Ahsoka. Obi-Wan, the Kenobi series is like 10 years before Rebels. So
she'd be young still.
Yeah. If it is Kenobi, she would be a little young. She would be pretty young, and Maul would be alive. So, that the bases are covered there. Yeah. I wish I could get a clear look at Ahsoka's face because, man, if this is fake, those are some damn good cosplays.
They really are. And someone had to go, if it is fake, someone obviously had to go out of their way to stage that. Why would you do that? Why?
To get us talking.
To go viral?
Yeah, to get us talking. Maybe we should do that.
Should just fake it.
That ass.
We'll post our picture from Halloween a couple years ago. Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers confirmed in Kenobi series.
Well, it's already been confirmed.
I know.
Elise. All right. So I don't really have much more in the picture. We can't really determine whether it's real or fake.
Yeah, we'll find out eventually, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Did you see that? Now we're on to collection talk. Did you see the Qui-Gon portion of the Duel of the Fates battle?
I did.
How awesome is that?
That's sweet.
It looks
You're
sick.
gonna get, you have all three, right? Or you're gonna
I
get
haven't
it.
pre-ordered that one yet, but I am going to.
Yeah, that's sweet, bro.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
super
really
cool.
sick pop. I'm gonna try to see some other stuff that might have done
My
enough.
Luke, my glow in the dark hooded Luke from Mando season 2
Yeah.
shipped. So
I
that is
think
on
mine
the
did
way.
too, but I accidentally deleted the email.
Oh, attaboy.
Yeah. So here's
I'm
the look.
excited for that one. Dude, that thing's sweet.
It is so sick, man. It is so sick. This Boba Fett released. Have you seen that Box Warehouse and Volcano X? They have this price of this Chrome Mandalorian with Dark Saber.
Yeah.
They have it at $200, and it says they won't change the price to retail until Funko announces the Mandalorian. What does that even mean? Announces the Mandalorian.
I
I don't
know.
understand that.
I don't either.
Yo, we got to get Lego Star Wars.
Dude, I know it came out today.
Out.
Yeah.
It did.
Or yesterday.
We got to get it.
I know, bro. Honest, I'm gonna wait till my next paycheck. I'm probably gonna get it for Switch.
Really?
You should too,
Why?
because you can take it with you. It'll run damn near the same.
Yeah, it's just the controllers, man. Like
Oh,
I just like
I have a pro controller.
a pro controller.
Yeah, like
Dang.
a actual controller for it.
Yeah. Dang, bro.
You
You're
should get one,
pro.
dog.
I should. Do you see these new Jurassic Park pops?
They're sick.
Those are pretty cool. I like those. The
Ugh.
scene in the kitchen and then the scene where she's helping the Triceratops. I
Yeah,
like that.
I don't
I
collect
won't
Jurassic Park, but
No.
those are really cool. There's a Jurassic Park's a huge fandom. Those are
Mhm.
sweet.
Those are really cool. Those blue Make-A-Wish came out. Pops came out.
I pre-ordered mine through Entertainment Earth.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, did you see what Amazon was doing? It
No.
was available on Amazon, but it was just the resale. So it was like $35 on Amazon.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Speaking of Amazon, man, they canceled my pre-order on my Spider-Man pop.
The Spider-Man 211, 2211.
2211. Yeah. To be honest, it's this one right here.
It's it restocked.
Did it?
Yeah, the picture you pulled up, restocked.
That was
Amazon
that was
exclusive.
3 days ago. That's when I ordered it, and that's when they canceled it.
I like that sticker, Beyond Amazing Collection.
It's cool. Yeah. I know
That's
that
neat.
in a few months, the Mangaverse Spider-Man will be the next one in line for the Beyond Amazing collection. I have to get that for my video game section.
Yeah. Here's the glow in the dark Moon Knight pop that we were talking about. If anybody is interested,
I'll give you a better
Ooh,
view.
there we go.
There it is. That thing's sick.
It is really cool. I
Yeah,
can't.
Here's the Spidey of the Make-A-Wish. I ordered that. Like
Why does yours focus so easily?
I don't know, to be honest.
That's strange. Have you gotten anything new lately that you might not have?
The only thing
mentioned?
I've gotten lately new, I added some baseball ones to my collection. I picked up
Yeah.
Jackie Robinson sliding into home plate, and I picked up Yadier Molina from the Cardinals. It's very cool.
Yeah.
One of my first personal favorite players ever. So I really want to get some like MLB legends. I'd
cool.
love to get Ken Griffey Jr. I'd love to get Ichiro. There's so many Mariners because of Funko being Mariners fans.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, dude, they have to make a new Rays pop now, man.
Oh yeah. Meadows is gone.
Austin
That
Meadows
sucks.
traded, yeah.
So 2 of the 3 Rays pops that I have don't play for him anymore.
I know, right?
It sucks.
I never got Snell.
Yeah, I
but
did.
I got Meadows.
Obviously. Yeah, that kind of blows.
It does.
We need I can't believe we didn't get more lightning pops after they won the cup twice.
I know, right?
Like you can't give us one with a cup. How do we not have a Headman pop?
That us.
Victor or Braden Point?
Somebody.
I don't know.
Somebody.
We have 3, so I can't complain. You know what would be cool? It might be cool to get those and like customize them for different jerseys.
Do a white, a black, and keep one blue.
Yeah,
That'd be sweet.
that'd be cool.
That'd be
I don't know
tough.
if
That'd be
you
tough.
print out. Yeah, it would. You get a piece of tape though. Print out a tiny little logo though. I feel like you can do it.
Yeah, bro. You actually gave me the idea. I think I've talked about it on here before, but I'm still pumped for it. In September, the Atlanta Braves are giving away a who was it?
I don't know.
I don't even remember who it was. It's one of their catchers, and I was a catcher in college, so I really want to get that and customize it because it looks like me already. I would just need to paint the color of the gear, and
Yeah,
that'd be easy.
that's
I'm
really
actually
cool.
super pumped about that, like that, because it would be like me. So like it'd be like,
Yeah.
hey,
I feel like I'd have to get like I don't know who I'd get, like maybe Altuve, but I'd need someone with a excuse me, sorry, with a beard.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm doing a little rearrange. Like actually, I can show you my Disney. I don't know if the camera's gonna reach over there or not, but let's see. Hello. Yeah, it's not really reaching over there.
that's your custom section, though, huh?
Yeah, it has the customs in it. It has the blue milk thing that I got at Galaxy's Edge. It has the coaster from
Cool.
the cantina. It has the Millennium Falcon Bluetooth speaker I have. I put that there just because the Falcon's a big part of Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah,
And then I put the 2 Star Wars Mickeys I have, and then the droid from the ride, and then the Energizer Bunny. Which, if anybody doesn't know why the Energizer Bunny would go with Star Wars, it's because at the Star Tours ride, and at least the one in Disney World, at Hollywood Studios, when you got off the ride, there was like this holographic Energizer Bunny at the end of the ride. So it's just kind of a cool little, I don't know, just cool thing to add to the collection.
dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do for room because I have some Spider-Man pre-orders coming soon. I was so happy I was able to snag the Walmart exclusive comic book cover. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of those, I sent you the TikTok the other day. Funko was putting the stickers on the comic book covers on the
Yeah.
plastic outside of it. So if you ever, for some reason, need to like, here's the problem with it is because they're basically on little pegs that stick into the bottom of the cover, and so inside the case, but it can come out. So if it ever comes out, you're gonna lose your sticker
Yeah.
if you ever have to fix it.
That does suck. I mean, you can work around that. You can just take it off of that plastic. I'm
Yeah,
sure there's
yeah,
a way. It
but
might not look perfect, but
that's just
that is kind of
frustrating.
stupid by them. Yeah.
How about, did you also see the fact with this new diecast boba that there's a chase for it, right?
Yeah.
But in order to find out if you get the chase, you have to open the pop
Why?
because it doesn't say it on the outside box. Because it comes
Really?
in like a black box outside, and then you open it and it's in like that hard shell. You know what the diecast look like,
Yeah.
and you don't know if you get the chase until you open it.
That's cool.
Kind of cool.
cool.
But
Yeah.
they said all diecast moving forward will have a chase.
That's really neat. They're just too expensive for me to buy.
They are expensive. I feel like if it came out with a Spidey, I might try to snag one just to
Yeah.
have the one. But they're damn
See, they have
expensive.
thing is they have the cap diecast, but it's the same damn pop that
Right.
they've made 10 different versions of. And it's like I can't, just because it's metal and it's heavy, I can't spend 50
Can't
bucks on
justify
it.
it. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm with you, dude. That's why I almost didn't get the Spidey comic cover because it's almost same pop
It's
as
$30.
it's almost the same pop
It's not.
as the no, it's not $30.
How much is it?
Like 16.
Oh, really? That's not
Yeah.
bad.
Not at all.
It's not bad.
No, I was going into it expecting it to be 30. And
Really?
it's funny. Walmart, when I pre-ordered it, it was like $19. And so I was like, oh, cool, whatever. The next day I get another email. The price of your item has changed. It was like $16.75 after tax and
Nice.
stuff. I was like, sweet.
Hell yeah.
So I got like a $2 refund. I was like, woo.
Gotta love it.
Yeah,
Gotta
man.
love it. All right. Do you have anything else? I'm looking around my office to see if I got anything.
No, man, that's really it. There will be more Funko stuff coming as the mail it kind of gets back to normal. It seems like the shipping things have started to get a little bit figured out. So hopefully pops get announced and released soon. Still waiting on my Big Apple order. They were supposed to ship it like 10 days ago and still have not. So
Really?
dude,
All right,
I
so I'm
ordered
gonna
it
show you
April
my
of 2021. Still
Really?
haven't gotten it. Still haven't gotten it.
So I did a big rearrange on my Hoth section, right? And if you look in the top, I
That looks good.
don't know if it's gonna if when we export this, it's gonna like flip it. So in the top left or maybe top right, you can see Han on the Tauntaun. I took that out because it was down here in this like space right there for months. But I took it out finally, and I just didn't want to take it out because I thought it was like Luke, where it's on the base and it just takes up a lot of room. But I take it out of the box, and I realized that the Tauntaun comes off the base, so that like saved me a crap ton of room.
Yeah, no, those things are big.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I want to keep the other not Bantha, Wampa, like the crap one. I like it because it's old, but it's just, I don't know,
unnecessary.
Yeah.
Well, it sucks like about Funko, man, is like the old ones are valuable and they are cool, but newer pops look so much better.
They're much better in every way.
Better. And it seems like the further they get into it, the more like special, more detail it has. Like my girlfriend just started collecting pops. Well, she bought the entire Disney Princess line, and on each one it has a base and it has like a little side character or like a stack of books or something that has to associate with the princess. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like that's a dope little collection. I wish there were more things they could do like that, you know?
There are a lot of things they could do with that.
There are. I don't know if you've noticed that the MLB ones are getting way cool. All the sports ones are getting way cooler.
Yeah, because they're kind of doing like scene, yeah, instead of just standing there. Like, no, I noticed that. And really it's that cool. Even like, you know, the NFL ones, we have Brady and Mike Evans. They're in poses instead of just Pop standing there, which is really cool. But
I love it.
That's just Funko is evolving and making, I wouldn't say more accurate, but they're just making them much better quality of detail. It still just pisses me off the way almost every female Funko just bends because they make the legs too skinny. The legs
are so skinny that whenever the heat gets to them, or if the base doesn't work or whatever, like the WandaVision pops, bro. Yeah. I had to glue my Spider-Gwen to her base. I had to glue a Wanda to her base. All these ones, you got to glue them down because if not, they're just going to fall over.
Did you take your Yelena out?
I did.
That one sucks.
Mine's fine.
Dude, mine is bent like a mofo. So she just leans.
You can kind of see it right there. That's my phase 4 section so far.
I can't really see. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's just the phase 4 going forward. So like my Avengers Assemble, all the villains in phase 4, and then all my Spider-Man ones obviously are on this side.
Yeah.
So
that's neat.
Yeah. Speaking of the last thing I'll say about the amazing collection, bringing it back, I can't wait for the Sinister Six stuff. The Doc Ock, my Doc Ock should be shipping out soon, and I'm really looking forward to getting that set done.
That's cool. You're gonna be waiting several months.
Oh, probably about another year, to be honest.
Yeah. Darn close. I'm just excited to get the scene, the Obi-Wan Maul and Qui-Gon scene, because then at that point, being able to have the actual scene, I might be able to split things up again and do like Jedi and a Sith section. You know what I mean?
Bro,
I don't know.
Missed opportunity when all three of them go together. There should have been a button that played Duel of the Fates.
I know.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, it's like one of the most iconic songs in Star Wars. Like it has to. I'm sure it has to do something with copyright.
I'm sure, but dude, that song hits different, bro.
Yeah,
it hits different.
Yep, man, that's dope.
I can't wait to hear it in Kenobi.
I'm surprised that like the background, like the purple not laser, but energy thing behind them doesn't glow.
I'm surprised a lot of things don't glow.
Yeah, you'd think like
I am a believer that every lightsaber should glow.
Same, and they used to. That's how you can tell if you have a really, really old pop, because the lightsabers will glow even if it doesn't say it on the box.
Speaking of old pops, how do you feel about them restocking these old Star Wars pops?
As someone who doesn't have any, I'm pretty hyped.
So long story short, some of these old Star Wars pops, like
holographic Maul,
Vader, Qui-Gon, all those, they're restocking throughout May. So I went to a pop show last weekend and the guy selling was pissed. He
Really?
was not happy. He goes, "This is BS, man. The values are just gonna go down, 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 down." I
Yeah.
was like, I get that, but I need that pop. So
Yeah.
I'm happy about it.
Yeah. I completely understand what they're saying though, because I remember right when I got the first Grievous before the second was announced, that's when they started coming back in stock and
No,
the
dude,
price plummeted.
I bought Grievous the next day they announced the new one.
I know.
I
That's
was
funny.
like, damn, bro. Like I would have just bought that. Like I spent like 50
Yeah.
bucks on the old one.
That was funny.
Oh well.
What are you gonna do? All right. Do you have anything
All right.
else?
Yeah, I'm good. I think that's it, man. I think we kind
All
of
right,
covered
man.
everything, got a little bit of everything in. So
Good deal. Well, everybody, we can't thank you enough for coming back to another episode of the Carbonite Convos podcast. Thank you for your support on, any channel that you tune in, whether it's on, a podcast channel, YouTube, or even if you just follow us on social media. We really appreciate the support. You can expect a few things moving forward. Next week we'll be back with a reaction. Next week we'll be back with a Attack of the Clones Funko Pop concept list and episode 68 next week of the podcast. And then, every day, like always, you can find Easter eggs and facts on all of our outlets. So definitely come back tomorrow. But thank you very much for tuning in again. And until the next time you're on the channel, may the Force be with you.
Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.